Hello! In this video we're going to break down the key lessons from the best performing biotech stocks of the week so we can catch some of these 500% rockets ourselves in the future. As always, we'll summarize and highlight the key takeaways. Keep an eye out for the videos I will posting in a few days because I will be applying some of these lessons. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Welcome to Taxi Biotech, a program to learn about news and developments in the world of biotechnology and to understand its impact on the stock market. The stock data shown here reflects how companies or the clinical trials are progressing and is not investment advice. This is purely entertainment. Let's get started! Alright, this week we've seen two stocks shoot up by triple digits. Just look, 250% and 500%. Who gives you those kind of returns? Only biotech. And it's usually backed by real science. This isn't meme stock territory, friends. And the best part, we've got clues to help us catch these skyrockets. And who's bringing it to you on YouTube? Only this taxi, my friends. Let's start with the first one, Imunon, which skyrocketed by more than 600% at the weekly highs. What a ride! What happened? Let's take a look at the press releases. Check this out. On May 22nd, they announced they were withdrawing a planned stock offering. But honestly, that news didn't really move the stock price in after hours trading. But then, the next morning, right before the market opened here, they announced positive phase 2 data on overall survival for their ovarian cancer drug, and the results were spectacular, a 12-month survival benefit compared to the standard of care. And boom, the stock exploded more than 200 at market open. How does this drug work? Well, it's a vector that encodes interleukin-12. It's injected directly into the tumor so it gets inside the cancer cells and boosts IL-12 expression. That, in turn, triggers inflammation and activates the immune system to attack the tumor. And according to the data, it works really well. But my friends, this is biotech. Nothing is ever that simple. That same night, they announced a massive stock offering, issuing 21 million shares, when the company only had 14 million outstanding. That's a huge dilution, but it came with a strong institutional backing. My last video I talked about that, and I see that institutional backing is very important. Anyway, it has impact in the aftermarket price, which dropped more than 40% overnight. Still, the next morning, more news. Just before the market opened again, they announced that ASCO, the world's biggest cancer conference, has selected these results for an oral presentation. Fun fact, we already knew this back on May 12th when they published their financials. But hey, sometimes the biotech market has a short memory. So, back up, the stock went another 190% jump the next day. Obviously, this is for strong hearts. What's the lesson here? Could we have seen this coming? Well, on March 24th, they announced they had ended the phase 3 trial design with the FDA for this molecule. They even said that overall survival data was looking very good, although they didn't give details. And they said phase 3 was about to start. A big clue that phase 2 had gone well. Then on May 12th, they confirmed ASCO would include a presentation for the data. Another clue. So we basically had a heads up that the phase 2 data was solid. And add to that, a stock offering with institutional support. And even though I think they sold it too cheap, the setup was there. We've got to stay sharp and watch out for all these clues. But of course, no one knew the data would be this good. Sometimes companies even try to mislead us a little bit. They hint a promising result just to boost the stock before revealing data that turns out to be meh, not that impressive. So, always stay alert. Now let's move on to the next company, Spero Therapeutics, which saw a 300% increase over the week. What happened? Spero announced that their phase 3 trial for urinary tract infections was being stopped early due to a strong efficacy. That's huge! Plus, this trial is being conducted in collaboration with Glaxo. The market didn't wait, the stock jumped 200% immediately and kept rising toward the end of the week. Could we have anticipated this one? Let's go back to the roots. In 2022, they published in the New England Journal of Medicine that this same drug had the same efficacy as another molecule commonly used for urinary tract infections. Here you can see the graph from New England Journal of Medicine. In this new phase 3 trial, they were testing it against a different but similar class of antibiotics. Moreover, in their May 13th financial report, they clearly stated that they would complete this new trial in Q2 of this year and therefore expected to release results soon. On top of that, they say that they had enough cash to operate through 2026. Now, here's the kicker. This drug already brings in over 1 billion a year in revenue and could surpass 2 billions by 2030. So, is Spero's molecule better than the competition? According to the phase 3 data, it's just as effective. So why such a big jump in the stock price? Because it's better in how it's delivered. Spero's version is oral, while the competitors require injections. That's a big deal. It's easier for patients and for doctors. So Spero could grab a solid share of that 2 billion market. And get this, the company's market cap is only 139 million. That explains the sharp revaluation. So today, we've seen two great examples that add valuable insight to our growing biotech playbook. All by analyzing why these were the top biotech stocks of the week. First one, what do we always trust? The scientific data. We look at whether the molecule has positive prior data and use that to estimate the probability of success in later stages. Of course, don't take this as a gospel. We've been analyzing the best performance here, but they are also losers. Still, these two companies show us something important. If a company signals that data is coming soon and prior data looks solid, that could be a window opportunity, especially if they have enough cash and aren't likely to dilute shareholders too much. I've got a recent video on stock offerings, check it out. In the next video, I will go over the latest Q1 financial reports that match this kind of setups. So stay tuned, subscribe to receive the notification. Please, this is not investment recommendation, but if you do jump in, you know the drill. Use DCA and avoid unnecessary risk. This is biotech. A minus 80% could be possible. See you in the next video. Bye.